Whoops. What? It's been so long since I've done a stream like this, I've forgotten how to do it. Welcome everyone to Haven of Horror. I am Subject, and today we're doing something a little bit different. I threw up a community poll last night for those that did not see it, and we got an overwhelming yes. You would like to see a physical media video. So we are here. Ooh, sorry, trying to fix my camera. We're here to talk about my collection. I am by no means like a huge physical media collector, but I have amassed, quite a few titles over the last few years. Most of these are 4K. Some of them are Blu-ray. I didn't really go through my DVDs because I don't want this to take forever. I don't have a lot of DVDs either. But how's everybody doing today? So I kind of separated them in stacks. There's no real order or method to them. It's just I grabbed them off my shelf. Some of these will be special editions. Some of these will just be the normal release of the film. Because unfortunately, for whatever reason, I couldn't get the special edition. So the first movie on our list, and I will probably open them up just to show you guys the insides, at least a little bit. The first one on our list is John Carpenter's The Thing. This movie is a masterpiece. This is just the standard release from... Who did this? I want to say not Lionsgate. Universal. Yeah, I do want to add to my collection. The main thing I collect is Scream Factory. But this is a Universal release. It looks really nice. Picture quality is great. The the Blu-ray won't stay in. As with most standard releases, it's just the Blu-ray and the DVD. Or Blu-ray and the 4K. You have that same version. Nice. I would like to get a collector's edition. There's some really nice sets out there for this. That movie is a masterpiece. Next, since Torgo is in the chat, we have what I say is a horror film, Jaws. This is the 4K standard release, also from Universal. I'm pretty sure this is Universal. Yes. Universal, its logo's on the back. Nice slip cover. I love slip covers. I don't know how people who collect physical media feel about slip covers, but I love them. Let's see. Inside is just the standard 4K and Blu-ray. Not really anything special about it. Jaw review win. We do need to do that soon. We should do that this summer. Something on Jaws. I'd like to watch this. I don't think I've even watched this transfer. Yeah, so that would be a nice excuse for me to finally watch it. Let's see. Next, we have a movie that I bought actually specifically for the channel, The Howling. I never ask people to buy films for the channel, so we typically try to stick to things that are easily accessible on some kind of streaming platform. The 4K looks great. That's good to hear. But if I'm reviewing a movie and I know that somebody has put out a 4K, I do try to pick it up. This is a Scream Factory release with the slipcover. It's a nice little slipcover. It's an alright movie. You know, I don't mind having it in my collection. Blu-ray and 4K. What I like about Scream Factory is they put art on the discs. The thing when the Blu-ray was just a generic Blu-ray, but this has like actual art on the discs, which I appreciate. Just a minor little thing that Scream Factory does that, you know, kind of puts them in that boutique label category. This one is a new acquisition. We're going to actually be reviewing this soon, so it'll give me a chance to watch it. It is the Blu-ray of Haunting of Hill House. Trying to get past the glare. I haven't even taken the stickers off yet, unfortunately. In fact, yeah, apparently we have to watch the sequel. I'd like to do that at some point. I'm taking these stickers off right now, live on camera. I know it's riveting. I haven't even really looked at this. I don't know if it comes with a digital copy. I can't imagine it does. But as like with the other releases, nice slipcover. I'm sad that Netflix hasn't really put out any of the other Flanagan shows on Blu-ray, but I'm glad I own this. It's a bare bones release. It's like they didn't even try with the discs. They're just blue. Get it? Because it's a Blu-ray. It's a 3-disc set. And the episode summaries, you're not going to be able to see it because of the glare. The episode summaries and titles are on the inside of the slipcover. What are you up to today, Torgo? And it got a glowing review from Stephen King, which I can see why, because this feels like a Stephen King story. This one, I'm really not sure if it would count as a horror film, but I would say it's a dark fantasy, which is kind of borderline horror. This is the Criterion Blu-ray of Pan's Labyrinth, so I did throw it in here. This is a Del Toro film. I do need to rewatch this. I've only seen it once, and I thought it was okay. Nice Criterion packaging with a nice little disc and a booklet. I think this is a booklet, or is it a poster? It's a booklet, but it's one of the like unfolding booklets. I'd like to watch this soon. I might have to put that at the top of my watch list. I like the Criterion cases. They're a little thicker. Makes it stand out on the shelf a little bit. Like I said at the start, I'm not a huge collector, but I do buy movies that I really like. Oh, really? Hit me up if you need any help, man. You help me plenty. But my favorite to collect are steelbooks, and this is the Scream Factory 4K of Carrie. I'm trying to get it out of the glare. Sorry, I probably should have done this at night, but I was impatient. This is a great movie. Oh, I can just do it like this. There we go. This is a great film. They went all out on this one. It's a 3-disc set. You got the movie on 4K, which I haven't watched this one yet. I've seen the movie, but I haven't watched this specific transfer. You get the movie on Blu-ray, and then it looks like you get a third Blu-ray with special features. Unfortunately, I do not have the little paper that comes on the back, so I don't remember what the special features are. I never keep those because I feel like they just get torn up. That's just a me thing. This is back to a. Oh yeah, I love that Carrie Steelbook. This is back to a standard release. This is the Robert Eggers directorial debut, The Witch. Hold it. I gotta remember to hold it over here. This is a great movie. I have both of his horror films now. We'll get to The Lighthouse later. Just a standard release. This was not A24. I don't think they were doing 4K releases at the time. This is Lionsgate, and they didn't really put any effort into it. I mean, it's just a standard. It's got the artwork on the disc. It's suitable, you know. The most important thing is just watching the movie. Anything else is just a bonus. But it has a nice little slipcover. Nosferatu hype. I'm so excited for that. So I might be the only person on the planet that owns this. That's a joke, obviously. I'm not the only one. But this is the 90s miniseries of The Stand. I saw this as a kid, and it scared the crap out of me. I love this miniseries. Way better than the Paramount Plus one from a few years ago, back when it was CBS All Access. Nice little slipcover. I didn't think they'd ever put this out on Blu-ray, but they did, so I had to pick it up. It's just kind of it's just a standard bare bones release. They're all on one disc. It's a blue disc. It has this bullshit. I hate this shit. This is great. Back in the day, this was 4 VHS tapes. That just shows you how far physical media has come. I still have the certified fresh on it. I'm gonna pull this, see if I can peel that off. Hey, I can. It came off clean. Sometimes they don't come off clean, and this is the bane of my existence. There, that's better. This is a great little mini series. I'd love to review this at some point, but it's like 6 hours long. Literally, approximately 5 hours and 59 minutes on the back. This is another just standard release. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I love the artwork they went for the 4K. Most of the times I prefer when a movie like this uses its original poster, because a lot of times you get some art that I just don't think looks as good as the original poster. We'll get to those later. I have some of those. But this is an improvement, I think, on the original poster. It looks beautiful. It's just a standard 4K and Blu-ray combo. But I actually think the just pure colors works better for this kind of this movie. I don't think I've actually watched this. I've only watched the digital copy that came with it. I like having them on my shelf, but if like I'm just in the mood for a movie and I have it on digital, I'll just watch it that way. My eyes, I don't notice a difference personally. I know some people do, but I like to have them on the shelf in case, you know, maybe make a fancy movie night. Let's see. This is another one I bought for a special event. Last year I went through all of Wes Craven's films. You know, he had some high highs, some low lows, but I think this is one of his higher highs. This is The People Under the Stairs on 4K, courtesy of Scream Factory. This is a great film if you haven't seen it. It's hard to find. I don't think I've ever found it streaming anywhere. If it is streaming, let me know. But I had to watch it the first time buying it on Vudu. And again, Scream Factory went all out, custom artwork from the film on the discs. Nice slip cover. One thing I miss about Scream Factory's earlier releases is they used to do reversible artwork, and they didn't do it on this one. It's just regular artwork. We might check on some of the old other Scream Factory releases I have to see if they have them. I don't think I've seen any of their 4Ks have reversible artwork. But I am glad in this case they went with the original art because it's awesome. And sometimes they don't, and it doesn't look as good. But we'll get to that. Highly recommend this film. If you're a Wes Craven fan or horror fan, gotta give a shout out to my buddy Connor for telling me to watch this. Great. Not my favorite Craven, but it's one of his best. I'd say this counts as a horror film, but this is Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. It's the best Twin Peaks thing to exist, and this is the very nice Criterion Blu-ray release. I'd love a 4K of this, but I also don't know if I'd need to upgrade. I believe the technical term for this is Digipack. Like I said, I'm not really a collector. I just buy the movies that I like and try to get for the nicer looking set. I don't know any of the technical specs, but it's just, yeah, like a Digipack. It has the movie on Blu-ray and some art and this huge book. I have not read, but nice little booklet. One of these days I'll sit down and just like read all of the movie booklets that I've amassed from buying Criterions and Scream Factories and, you know. Let's see. I'm gonna take a drink. I thought about doing this pre-recorded, but I figured the conversation would flow better if I'm doing it live. And it would make me actually finish it. Okay. This one, yeah, it's definitely one of the most depressing films. I'd say this counts as horror, but apparently nobody officially counts the game as horror. But I don't care. This is The Last of Us Season 1. It's got problems. The game is one of my favorite games of all time. We're playing The Last of Us Part 2 on the channel right now. Not right now, but currently that's one of our ongoing streams. This is a pretty nice release. They gave it a book, like a dust cover, slip cover, and it's just the Blu-ray, the 4Ks, and a episode guide, like what discs have which episodes in case you want to watch just like a random episode. What's up, Robert? Yeah. And the looks gorgeous, by the way. Like, issues with the show aside, gorgeous release. It's gonna suck putting these away, by the way. This is also a standard release. It's not from any of the boutique labels. Oh, okay. I just have the regular 4K somewhere, unless I lost it. This is The Exorcist, masterpiece of a film. Not in love with the artwork they chose for this, but it's part of the Warner Brothers 100th anniversary. They're going kind of all out with these releases. Nice little slipcover. Well, I guess I shouldn't say all out. It's just two discs. They didn't even bother like putting a picture on the discs. This is the theatrical cut. This is the extended cut. Oh man, I want that Texas Chainsaw Steelbook. I have yet to watch the extended cut of this, but I will at some point. This is an Arrow, the first Arrow release on the video, but I have a few more. This is Tremors. I really love Arrow. They do the big like boxy packaging. Unfortunately, I don't think they make these in that anymore. Yeah, I'm glad the 4K comes with both versions. This is just the standard Tremors release. This is a great film. This has awesome artwork. I love the graboid on there. Great film. This is not as great of a film, but this is the Scream Factory release of Child's Play 3. They have put out all of the films at this point, Scream Factory has. I have not yet grabbed 4 through 6. 6? I haven't grabbed Bride, Seed, 4 through 8. They put out. I haven't grabbed the rest. I love the artwork. In fact, and instead of alternate artwork, it actually comes these. Well, I'll just show off the next one as well. But it's both Child's Play 2 and 3 from Scream Factory. Nice releases. Get artwork on the back. We'll come back to these in a second. But I mentioned earlier that Scream Factory typically comes with alternate artwork. Instead of alternate artwork, they come with 2 different dust jackets. And these are the original posters. And then these are the Scream Factory artwork. And you can see 2 on my wall here. I much preferred this artwork in a rare occasion. I have yet to watch these. At least those copies with the 4K to see how those look. I will at some point. Chucky rules. One second. All right, back to Child's Play 3. Typical Scream Factory release. I have that too. I don't know if I grabbed it since I grabbed these. There's a couple that I missed that if we take a break, I'll probably go and grab. This is just a typical Scream Factory release, Child's Play 3. Easily the worst film in the franchise other than maybe the remake. Yeah, I'd say the remake is probably worse. Child's Play 2. And see, the normal just comes with the normal artwork. And it does not have a reversible sleeve. The best Child's Play movie. This movie rocks. Is it 7 movies? Then it's 4 through 7 that I don't have yet. I do have some duplicates because some movies come in like box sets, and then I have the individual release. This is the first duplicate that we'll have. This is Saw 1, the original on 4K Steelbook. As far as I'm aware, this is the only one on 4K. Maybe 9 and 10. I haven't really looked. But I had to have this nice slipcover. Then the Steelbook is the puppet. I think Call to Chucky's pretty good. Is that one hated? Digital copy that I'm not sure if I've redeemed. That might have expired. That has expired. The movies. I'm pretty sure this is a Lionsgate release. Because these are Lionsgate movies. That looks fine. It's your typical Steelbook. I do like the art though. Oh, and there's the back. It's the end. Kind of gives away the ending, but it's been 10. This was an anniversary release. Anybody who's bought is going to buy this has seen it. Let's check. Because I don't remember seeing one when I was looking. Oh, I guess it does have a 4K. Okay, so I think 1, 9, and 10 might be the only 4Ks. The Lost Boys. This is another movie I bought to watch for the channel. It's pretty good. I do need to rewatch it. I've only watched it once. This is another Warner's release. They really love their black and red Blu-rays. Hardly up. Well, you got to get a 4K Blu-ray player. I like the artwork. I'm actually, because I didn't grow up with this movie, so I'm actually not sure what the original poster looks like. So I think this works. It fits that, Lost Boys title. Pretty good. I'm actually not sure if this is a horror movie. Now, Seed of Chucky's awesome, but I'm not sure if this is a horror film. But it looks like a horror film, and I keep forgetting I own it, so I haven't watched it. It's the Criterion release of The Devil's Backbone from Del Toro. Pretty good release. I don't really have anything to say about that because I haven't watched it yet. This is a 3-pack, but only one of them is in 4K. It's a horror film, but I'm still including it because there is one that's a horror film. It is the Cornetto trilogy on 4K. I don't know if any of these got individual releases on 4K, but I have the 3-pack. I'm assuming it's just as good as any other 4K release. I don't know if I've actually watched these transfers yet. I know that's a running motif here. But it comes with the movie on 4K and the Blu-ray, and it's for all three films. I hate these things; they feel so flimsy. The other two aren't horror films, so I won't spend too much time on it. But Shaun of the Dead is a masterpiece, one of the best zombie movies ever made after the Romero films. And I'm just glad I have this. I don't know. This is the Universal release, and I feel like Universal has a pretty good track record with 4Ks. Now I kind of want to watch Shaun of the Dead. This is a movie on my list for this year because I am going through all of the Cronenberg films. This is the Criterion release of Scanners. Gotta hold it back here. Unfortunately, this one got kind of damaged in a move, and the slipcover is coming undone. But it's all right. I think there's a 4K out now. If I like this movie, I might have to upgrade. It comes with a little booklet and a digipack, which is, from my understanding, I'm not a big Criterion guy because they don't release a lot of movies that I'm interested in. But it seems like it's kind of a running thing for Criterion to do digipacks for these kind of movies. It's sad that's breaking. Maybe I can fix it. Somebody more knowledgeable about movie cases, let me know. That's just a regular Blu-ray as well. I already talked about that. This is the Criterion for the Japanese film House. It's just a standard Blu-ray. This one is not a digipack, so maybe it's not the standard, but I mean, most of the Criterions I have are digipacks, so I'd say it's at least common. This is a nice release. I like the artwork. This movie rocks. It's insanity. I'd like to do a review or a commentary at some point. There's a nice little booklet that comes with it. With some nice artwork. I don't want to open it too much. I've seen this movie twice. I watched it both times on Max, so I have not actually watched the disc, but I will at some point. And then this movie I own because it was really cheap. It is the 4K version of Overlord with some cool art. I am not a big fan of this movie, but it sits on my shelf. And this is Paramount. I don't have a lot to say because I'm not a big fan of that movie, but watch House. It's awesome. Here is our first box set. And I'm going to open this up a little bit and just kind of show you guys what comes with it. This is the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment box set. This is a 4K release of the first 4 films. I'm a huge Hellraiser fan, so I had to have this. Comes in a nice hard box. This is an Arrow release, and this is more typical of the boxes that they put their movies in. This is the actual release, and they put it in a hard box, and then they put it in a slip with a slip cover. Slipcover looks awesome, and I hope I don't get demonetized for this. What am I talking about? I'm not even monetized. Don't take the stream down, YouTube. But you get some nice artwork on both sides. And some text. And then it just unfolds into the discs. Yeah, it's the only Hellraiser movie worth watching. I love 3 more than most, and I don't like 2. And I think 4 is okay. So I'm glad I have 1 and 3 on 4K at least. Put that back in its shell here. And then it comes with a hardback book. That's a first for the collection. I have not read this yet, but I'm guessing it's all about like the movies and their script and stuff like that. Comes with some like photos. I don't want to open it too much because I haven't gotten a chance to look through it and I don't know what's in here, but nice hardback, which we love to see. I think I did that backwards. Oh, and they actually titled the book. It is Ages of Desire. The remake is probably the best Hellraiser movie, just on a critical standpoint. Not that that's saying much, but it's all right. This is going to be a controversial opinion. But next up is a Universal release again. My personal favorite Halloween movie, Halloween 2018. This is just kind of a standard 4K release. It was new at the time. Comes with a 4K and a Blu-ray, and they didn't really do much. But I love this movie. I think it's great. Not perfect by any means, but I'm also not a Halloween guy. Here is the original Child's Play, the 4K. In fact, funnily enough, though, this is the only Scream Factory one that does not come with an alternate slipcover. You only get the custom artwork. You do not get the original poster, which I have right here that you guys can see. This one I have watched and it looks pretty good. Yeah, whatever. We love Scream Factory. A couple more steelbooks. I've been collecting them. This is the original Scream on a 4K steelbook. Actually, we'll just show off multiples at once. Here is Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, and then because I found it for like $15, there's Scream 5. I have them all on Steelbook, and we'll crack them open here in a second. Now I just need Scream 4 and 6, but I doubt I will buy 6 because 6 sucks. They are doing these, at least with the original 3, these were yearly releases for for an anniversary of some kind. I want to say 20th anniversary. This is the 20th anniversary of Scream 1's release. I love it. It's got some custom artwork on the back. If I have one pet peeve, the others are all black, and this one is red. Couldn't you just make this one black as well so it like blends instead of stands out? I have Scream 2. I love this artwork. There's Blu-ray steelbooks for Friday the 13th. It's just kind of a standard release on the inside. Then Scream 5. This one is just a standard release because it's not an anniversary edition. Yeah, but I never noticed this because I don't think I've opened it. They printed Scream 2022 on the disc so you know which one you're looking at. That's funny. Oh, and then Scream 3, I lost OBS. I do like the red. I hate that it's the only one that's a different color. And now it won't open because of this paper sleeve. Robert, send me a link because I have the Scream Factory box set. We're just gonna take this off. I never keep these. I don't know if anybody else does, but I think they're distracting. The typical standard release. This is David Cronenberg's The Brood, which I also have to watch. I'm trying to watch all of Cronenberg's films this year. I've been kind of slacking. This one comes with a poster. I'm not going to unfold it, but this is a poster. I know the first one does, but I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. I have not watched this yet. I don't know anything about this movie. This might be the first movie. This is the second movie on this that I've been showing that I bought and I didn't really like. It's the Scream Factory release of The Craft. I bought this on a whim because I'd never seen it. I thought it was just okay. I didn't get the hype, but it's on my shelf. 2 discs. Maybe I'd like it on a second viewing. I don't know. Always fun to see Neve Campbell though. Here we go. We'll go with this one. The Scream Factory release of George A. Romero's Land of the Dead. This movie got more of a mixed reception, but I've always been a fan. It's not as good as Night, Dawn, and Day, but like, how do you follow up that trilogy? I'm glad this is on Blu-ray. I don't know if I need to upgrade to a 4K, but if they put out like a nice release, I'd buy it. Land of the Dead. This one does have reversible artwork. I currently have the original cover from back in the day as the main artwork, and then this is the alternate artwork on the slipcover. I think both look good, and I can have my cake and eat it too. Yeah, I don't know if there's plans to put out a 4K for that. I don't know if I would need to upgrade because I like this movie, but it's not as good as the first 3. This is a weird movie. That's the only way I can describe it. This is the Scream Factory release of Prince of Darkness. It's got a little damage, but I've had it for a while. Not one of my favorite Carpenter movies, but it's still pretty good. It's kind of the middle child of the Apocalypse trilogy. But this is a Donald Pleasence and John Carpenter collaboration, which is pretty cool. Wait, Donald Pleasence is in this one. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe this movie. It's just bizarre. It's pretty good. I guess it's decent. This is the first Scream Factory where the artwork, the alternate artwork that they came out with, I don't think is anywhere near as good as the original, and the original wasn't all that great either. But this is the Scream Factory release of Halloween 5. I own the first 5 of these. I do not own... They put out a second box set, but it only comes in a box set, so I haven't prioritized it. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I bought this. I don't like any of these movies. I guess just because it would look nice on a shelf. I don't know. Halloween 5. I also have that set. I forgot to grab it, but we'll probably go on break here in a minute, and then I'll grab it. We've been going almost an hour. This movie is a movie that I desperately need upgrade to 4K. but nobody has even talked about doing a 4K. It is the Scream Factory release of Day of the Dead. This is just a standard Blu-ray. I guess I should say this is a standard Scream Factory Blu-ray. It does come with alternate artwork, which I'm guessing is the original poster, which is a cool idea. But I think the Scream Factory art looks better. I love this movie. And it has my boy Bub on the front. I'll go with this one next just to show a better example of what I'm talking about with the Arrow releases. This is the Arrow 4K for The Hills Have Eyes. Most of the Arrow releases come in these like books, and I really like how these look on a shelf, but unfortunately, some of their older ones I don't think they stock. They keep stocking the cardboard like booklets, book covers. It comes with a bunch of goodies. I'm not going to pull them all out, but and the 4K of the movie. I have not watched the transfer. Or maybe I did when I was going through the Craven films. I don't know. If I have, I've only watched it once. But Arrow typically puts out pretty good stuff, picture quality wise. That comes with a poster. I'm not going to unfold it because that'd just be a mess. And another booklet that I have yet to read. Should start just a video on my collection of movie booklets that I haven't read. Oh. Now it doesn't want to go in there. This is a movie that I don't know how most people feel about, but I love it. And I'm glad there's finally a 4K. It is the Scream Factory release of Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, his first movie, and potentially his best movie, depending on who you ask. It's a standard release. I unfortunately did not get a slipcover because I ordered this a long time after it came out. But it is a 3-disc set. You get the unrated cut on 4K. You get the Blu-ray of the unrated cut, and then the Blu-ray of the theatrical cut. I don't know why they included the theatrical cut. I guess it's nice it's there. But as far as I'm aware, the only difference is some gore. But I'm not going to complain. And then we'll tackle this monstrosity and then take a quick 5-minute break. This is the Evil Dead Groovy Collection. I love the packaging for this. Anybody that knows me, Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise of all time. So I had to have this. It comes with 4K copies of The Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and a Blu-ray copy of the Ash vs. Evil Dead show. So I own 2 copies of Evil Dead, The Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2 because of this box set. I typically don't pull this one out to watch the copies of the film. Unfortunately, mine also has some cosmetic damage from when I moved. I might try to replace it at some point. Yeah, but when we get to my Army of Darkness set, you'll see why I'm not too upset. It's a literal book, and it has like information on each one and copies of the movies. And then the TV show, which was shamefully canceled before its time. This is a beautiful set. If you're a fan of Evil Dead, can't recommend this one enough. All right, we have been at this for almost an hour. I am going to take a short 5-minute break. Grab a couple of the things that I didn't grab. Because I don't ever prepare for these things. And then we will be back to talk more 4Ks. I wasn't going to originally include this. Thank you, Robert. But I remember we reviewed it on the channel. This is the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection. Can you hear me now? Can't hear anything. What the hell? Testing, testing. Okay. Chat delay. This is a proton pack. I can't open apparently. Here we go. But you open it up and it comes with Ghostbusters 1, 2, Afterlife, and a couple of bonus discs. And then you get a digital code for the remake, but who cares? And it glows. Does it just glow all the time, or is like there's a sensor? So we're gonna crack these open and look at them. It comes with a book, The Making of Ghostbusters. I also have not looked at it. I know common theme. I'm not sure what's in this other than just The Making of Ghostbusters. I guess I should reopen this and put these back as I look at them. And for good reason. I ain't watching that shit. Oh yeah, for sure. I wonder if this is out of print now. Special features. Just a 2-disc set. I really like the packaging for these. It's simple, it's clean, it's identifiable. This is Ghostbusters 1. Comes with the 4K. These are Sony releases. Sony is usually pretty good about their 4K restorations. The 2-disc Blu-ray and 4K. I might set this aside and watch Ghostbusters today. We've got Ghostbusters 2, which I think is a pretty lackluster sequel. But I have it on 4K. You got the ghost doing the 2. And it won't go in the case. And then you have Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I don't think they did enough to differentiate the covers. You have to look really close to notice that this one is more faded and metallic versus this one. I remember thinking this movie was pretty all right. I haven't watched it since it came out, though. I'll probably watch through these before Frozen Empire comes out. That's Ghostbusters Afterlife. No, it's not. It's not. But yeah, that is the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection. And now I'm kind of in the mood to watch Ghostbusters. But there it is. There it is, folks. The next mammoth set we have is the Scream Factory Friday the 13th box set. I missed out on the original metal release. So when Scream Factory put this out, I had to have it. It's a little dusty, sorry. It is one of only 2 sets that I'm aware of that include all 12 films. So we're gonna crack them open here, boys. Just kind of check them out. It's got a nice little booklet. I have briefly skimmed through this, but I've not actually read it. It just talks about the making of the movies, which I know most of it. I love Friday the 13th. It is my second favorite horror franchise. We start with the beginning the original film, which is not the best movie in the franchise, but it has its moments. I go back and forth because I really love this original artwork, but the alternate artwork is also really strong. Oh, interesting. I didn't know they did that. I know they did the first 8 in just kind of a generic release, but I didn't know it was a steelbook. Then we have I apparently alternate between the original release, the original artwork, and the new artwork, or the alternate artwork, I should say. Yeah, this is Friday the 13th, Part 2. I think this is a much improved sequel that is better than the first movie in every way. And you have the original artwork, which is, I think, kind of a lackluster version of the first movie's poster, which is why I went with the alternate artwork. And the first, I think, 4 or 5 are new 4K scans of the original film. Yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 3, which is not very good, but it is a movie. The alternate cover for this one kind of sucks in my opinion, but there it is. Torgo and I actually did a ranking of the Friday the 13th franchise a while ago now. I am obviously much more enthusiastic about this franchise than he is. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, which I believe is one of the best posters in the franchise. So I stuck with the original artwork because I just don't think you can top it. And they didn't even try. Like, what is that? Yeah, I'm really glad I was able to get this, so I have them. But I might pick up some of those steelbooks just because they're so nice. And I have a feeling those are probably the Scream Factory transfers. Part 5. I've come around on this movie. It's not the best one, but it's got its charm. And yeah, see, like, that doesn't even look like a poster. That just looks like the inner artwork. Oh, wait a minute. Part 4 fell down. I love the artwork on the back of all the Jasons. Putting these back in here is a pain, though, sometimes. It doesn't want to always cooperate. Really? Alright. We'll put you in last. How's that? My personal favorite, Part 6. Another amazing piece of artwork. This is the first one they don't have any reversible cover. It's just inner artwork. I think this is the... Yeah, this is also one where they didn't do a new transfer. So around Part 4 is when they stopped doing new transfers, and it's just the movie. Part 7, I'm fond of this one. It's got Kane Hodder, and it has the best Jason design. I'm not going to keep taking them out because it's just inner artwork, but there it is. It is one of the best Alice Cooper songs. It's not the best one, though. This was my second Friday the 13th movie. I know everybody hates this one, but I have a soft spot for it. I love that artwork. Objectively, the worst one, Jason Goes to Hell. I like the characters in this movie well enough. And it has one of my favorite Jason designs, but this movie sucks. my first Friday the 13th movie, Jason X. I love this movie more than anyone on the planet. This one does have reversible artwork. Has a second artwork, but so far as I can tell, the only difference is the back here and then the text on the side. No, Jason Goes to Hell is way worse than Part 8. Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. I was in 5th grade when this movie came out, and I saw this in theaters. It's awesome, and they include the better artwork available, because the standard artwork is just kind of it's okay. It's not as good. Yeah, but Jason Goes to Hell also doesn't have Jason. The remake, which I think is pretty solid, it's the best possible way to remake Friday the 13th. No, we didn't open this one. It's, yeah, they didn't even, like, make a new disc. This is just the original Blu-ray. It is definitely a movie. And then you have the bonus material all in one disc. I've watched through some of this. It's pretty cool. But that is the Scream Factory Friday the 13th box set. I would watch Part 8 over Part 9 anytime. So I mentioned earlier that I have, well, we got one more box set to go through. And I can't believe I almost forgot this one. This is the first volume of the Universal Classic Movie Monsters, featuring Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the Wolfman on 4K. I have not watched these yet. The 4K transfers, I've watched them, just watched them on Peacock. Comes with art like the poster for the original. Dracula also comes with the Spanish version, which, if anybody doesn't know, is a completely different film using the same sets, but it's like different actors and everything. I haven't watched that yet. This movie rocks. And then you have Frankenstein, objectively one of the best Universal monster movies, other than Bride of Frankenstein. And it has some bonus features. I really have to watch these 4K transfers. The Invisible Man, which I love quite a bit. It's a technical masterpiece. Oh, and I didn't mention, but each one comes with the 4K and then the Blu-ray release. And finally, the Wolfman, which I am not a fan of, but I know it has its fans. All in a nice little booklet. It's a great set. They've released a second one that does have Bride of Frankenstein. In fact, what else does it have? Hang on. Now I'm curious. Okay. So part 2 has The Mummy, The Bride of Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon. The only one of those I have not seen is Phantom. But that would be worth it, in my opinion, just for Bride. Bride is so good. Frankenstein is my boy. Yeah, there you go. Also, I love the artwork. Like, this should feel cheap, but it doesn't. Next, we have another movie I bought for my Wes Craven watch through. Those are the 2 big box sets. So we're back to a standard release. This is Wes Craven's Cursed, a flawed but interesting werewolf movie starring Jesse Eisenberg and Christina Ricci. It's pretty good. I like it. It's not perfect. Apparently there's like a much better cut that will never see the light of day, but you got the 2 versions there. The movie we just talked about recently, the 4K of Exorcist 3. This is another Scream Factory release. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention. This is also a Scream Factory release. This one is just a regular Blu-ray. This is a 4K, and it is a 3-disc set. You have the theatrical cut on 4K. You have the Blu-ray of the theatrical cut, and then you have a Blu-ray of the director's cut, also known as Legion. We talked about that just a few weeks ago on the channel. You can find the review. Great movie, great set. One of my only criteria on 4Ks is the Night of the Living Dead 4K with some great artwork. It comes in a nice thick packaging, and it has a poster. We're not going to unveil it, but we will set it aside for a moment. It is a 3-disc set. Disc 1 is the movie on 4K. Disc 2 is the Blu-ray, the movie on Blu-ray. And then disc 3 just says Blu-ray 2. I'm assuming that's some kind of special features. This is one of those movies where it was shot early enough that 4K isn't a huge upgrade, but it does look nice. Unfortunately, there's no HDR. But the added pixels are always nice. This movie rocks. It is not my favorite of the trilogy. However, Day is now the only one I don't have on 4K because there's no 4K. But talking about peak, we have a 4K release of George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. This is actually a British import because it is notoriously hard to get this movie because the guy that owns the rights is asking an insane amount of money because he's a dick. But you have the cover. You have the iconic cover in a hardcover sleeve, and then it unfolds. This is just the basic one. There was a more expensive one I did not unfortunately get. This is a second site release. It's the only second site release I have. The first 3 discs are different cuts of the film, and then disc 4 is just a regular Blu-ray with special features. Since this is a second site English import, I cannot watch the special features, but that's fine. I bought it to have the movie on 4K, and I can confirm the 4K of this looks glorious. Hopefully one day we'll get an English version, but I don't know if I would buy it since I have this one already. I need to get Silence of the Lambs. I know there's a 4K out. That movie's awesome. How am I going to do this without tipping anything? Okay. All right. Next up is another Arrow. This is An American Werewolf in London. Objectively, the best werewolf movie. Sorry, Wes Craven. You didn't quite come up. You didn't quite match up. Love this artwork. And it comes with some goodies. And then the movie on 4K. And we have a poster. Again, not going to unfold it. I do need to get a frame for that, though. And a booklet. It looks like this is just kind of an essay about the movie, or a couple of like different essays or different people writing about the movie. And then you get some artwork. Objectively, the best werewolf transformation in cinema. I like this movie quite a bit, and the 4K looks great. And it comes in the nice hardback. Like I mentioned earlier, I have duplicates of these, and these are the ones that I typically watch. This is the original The Evil Dead. Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise of all time, and I haven't gotten rid of these simply because these are more convenient to watch. You have the 2 discs, a Blu-ray and a 4K, and it comes with some commentary. Unfortunately, it does not come with any special features. That's one thing we're kind of losing with 4K releases. And then we have my regular copy of Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 is my favorite poster of all time. I think it looks great. But I'm okay with this different artwork because I think this different artwork also looks awesome. And who doesn't love Ash being awesome? If I had one complaint with this, I wish maybe this had been the special art, because I believe this is, maybe it's not an anniversary edition, it's just a regular release. But then maybe do this one as the regular poster with the skull, with the eyes. Yeah, this right here. This is a 2-disc set. Evil Dead 2 on 4K, and then Evil Dead 2 on Blu-ray. This one does have some special features. They definitely put more work into this one than they did the original. These are Lionsgate releases. This is my favorite film of all time, and it looks phenomenal on 4K. Now, the reason that I'm not upset about the Groovy Collection not having Army of Darkness is I have this beautiful Scream Factory steelbook. They went all out with this. I think this is better than the original artwork, personally. This is a whopping 4-disc set. You have the regular, the theatrical cut on 4K, the theatrical cut on Blu-ray, and then the director's cut on Blu-ray, and the international cut / television cut. I don't know if that means there's 2 cuts of the movie or they're just 2 different titles for the same cut on disc 4. I have not watched the television cut. The director's cut isn't really a director's cut as far as I can tell. They just changed the ending. It could be wrong. But this is pretty good. It's my least favorite of the original trilogy, but who doesn't love to watch Bruce Campbell be Bruce Campbell for an hour and a half? This is probably my favorite Evil Dead release that I have, just because I love steelbooks and this looks badass. Oh man. And then then I have the Scream Factory release of Evil Dead, the 2013 remake. I like this movie. It is far from perfect. It is not as good as the original trilogy, but I don't think you can ask anything to top the original trilogy when it comes to the Evil Dead franchise. You have a nice little slipcover. And this is a Sony, I believe this is a Sony and Scream Factory collaboration. Yeah, it's TriStar Sony. You have the 4K, and it's just a bare bones release. Probably the most bare bones Scream Factory release that I own. But the transfer looks great, which is all that matters at the end of the day. And it does have some special features. Oh, and this comes, the big reason to own this is it comes with the unrated cut, which I don't think came out until like a decade later. And then my final Evil Dead movie to talk about today is the new Evil Dead Rise. I have this on 4K. This is the same banner as The Exorcist, Warner Brothers 100 Years. You would think they just put that on their old, like, re-releases, not their brand new releases. But this is Evil Dead Rise. We reviewed this earlier in the year when it came to Max. It's pretty good. I think it's better than the remake, but it does have its problems. It's just a generic 2-disc set. Really love the main Deadite in this movie, though. I think she's great. I hope she gets to do more horror. Clearly having a blast. Nice slipcover. I don't know about this big-ass banner that they put on it, but it is what it is. All right, we're done with Evil Dead. We'll go to a more special edition release. This is the A24 release of The Lighthouse. It's a bit unwieldy on a shelf, but I really like the simplistic nature of it. And has the credits on the back. I thought that said Roger Ebert for a second. I was very confused. And then that's just the slipcover. You pull it out, and it's a nice book, and it comes with The Lighthouse on 4K. I love this movie. I don't know if it's actually good, but it is fun to watch. I'm going to take that back. It is good. And it comes with a bunch of storyboards and it looks like some of the script, some art. But this movie rocks. And it's Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson going insane for 90 minutes. Who doesn't love that? Now I can't get it back in. What? You're fond of me, lobster. I've seen it. We're getting down to the final bit. And I lied about collections because I have one more to go through. So we're going to do that next. This is my newest acquisition, the Saw 20th anniversary set. I kind of expected this just to be a small little like digipack, but it is not. It comes in a box, and these are like postcards or posters. I have not unwrapped, and I probably won't. So we'll leave those in there. And then it comes in this mammoth box. These are all Blu-ray copies of all 10 films. You have Saw 2. Wait. I really hate the way this is packaged. Okay, so I'm not going to take the discs out, but they're stacked. You have Saw 2, Saw 3, blah, blah, blah. I really hate the way this is packaged with the discs stacked on top of each other. But here they are. Then they came with DVD copies for whatever reason. Feels like they just needed to justify the cost, if we're being honest. But yeah, Saw 20th anniversary. We definitely want to do something for Saw on the channel this year. I love Saw. It's so goofy. But there it is. Yeah, I mean, personally, I would have just done the Blu-rays. Like, I don't need the DVDs. I don't want them. Let's see. What do we got next? We're back to the Scream Factory Halloweens. This is the original film. This is one of the main ones I think of where the custom artwork is just not as good as the original. Thankfully, they let you use the original artwork on the actual case. I'm glad I own this on 4K. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite. I like my slashers a bit more schlocky. But this comes with the 4K film. Yeah, exactly, Robert. The Blu-ray of the film, and then a Blu-ray with the original Blu-ray color timing. I'm not sure what that means. I haven't really compared them, but I have Halloween on 4K. And then we have Halloween 2. Which is not a very good movie. kind of boring, but you have the lame artwork. I haven't actually checked to see. Okay, it does come with the regular artwork as well, but the regular artwork is not much better. I don't think. I don't think it looks very good. Oh, you have the standard. Yeah, I had the standard one, but I like Scream Factory's releases more, so I went ahead and picked it up. This is also a 3-disc set. It comes with Halloween 2. And then Halloween 2, the Blu-ray, which is a theatrical cut. And then a DVD of the director's cut. Yes, he does. That is the best part of these sequels. And then you have Halloween 3, which is a great movie. Great's probably being a little generous. It's a pretty good movie. This one, I actually think the custom artwork is probably better than the regular artwork, because the regular artwork is kind of generic. Yeah, there it is. Now I can't get it to go back in. Well, I've only watched this once. I really do need to watch it again. This might be a fun, like, Halloween time commentary. Yeah, Halloween 3. This one is the first one in the set. In the Scream Factory release that is not a 3-disc set. It's just a 2-disc. The movie on Blu-ray and 4K. I feel like I could take a shot every time I say 4K. And then to close the loop, we have Halloween 4, which is probably my favorite of the bad Halloween Michael Myers sequels. Again, just like the most lame artwork. In fact, this one, but again, I don't know if the original release's art is that much better, but it's there. We're actually going to swap it, though. Because you know what? Why not? It's my favorite feel-good movie, Halloween 3. And there we go. Halloween 4. And then the crappy custom art. I love that the art, neither one really represents what the movie is about. It's just a generic shot of Michael Myers. And you have the Blu-ray and then the 4K. Took longer than I thought it would. You have the almost dropped it. Scream Factory's 4K release of the original Candyman. I've only seen this one and then the Jordan Peele remake, and the Jordan Peele remake sucks. You have a nice slipcover. And plenty of special features like it should be. And you have the theatrical and unrated cuts on one disc for the 4K, and then the Blu-ray is just the unrated cut. I don't know if there's a big difference or if there's a preferred cut, but this movie rocks. Oh, this is a 3-disc set? Oh, come on, Scream Factory. You're better than this. Okay. So you have the Blu-rays for the theatrical and uncut, and then the 4K just goes on top of the Blu-ray for the on top of one of the Blu-rays. You're better than that, Scream Factory. Come on. Does it have custom artwork? I don't actually think I've looked. It does not. So this one also does not come with custom artwork. But they went with the original poster as far as I can tell. You can't see it, but I actually have the poster up there behind me. That's true. It would look worse. All right, chat, we are down to the last two. I have more films, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to cover anything that wasn't horror. So these are the last two horror films. This one is another one that I bought for my Wes Craven watch through. It is the 4K release of Red Eye, which apparently Cillian Murphy, if I mispronounced that, I don't care. I don't know how it's technically pronounced. Has recently come out and said he didn't think it was very good, but I like this movie quite a bit. It's Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy comes with a unique for my collection anyway, unfolding slipcover. I'm not sure why they did this. It doesn't even unfold all the way. I feel like I'm going to break it if I try. But this is a Paramount Presents, and it's the movie on Blu-ray and 4K. I got to get that Darkman 4K release. I guess this was like a special line they were doing, because this has a number on the side too. And then last but not least is a movie that I have owned for probably a decade and haven't watched. It is the Blu-ray of Matt Reeves' Let Me In. I've seen the Swedish version now, and I've read the book. I love the book. The Swedish one was pretty good. I bought this used, so it's not in the best condition, the case anyway. It comes with a little comic. Which, funnily enough, has an advertisement for the Dark Horse Buffy comics. But this copy is old enough that it has a digital copy disc that only works with iTunes. And then it's just the movie on Blu-ray. I have not watched this yet. I need to get around to it at some point. Like I said, I've owned this for probably close to a decade at this point. When did this come out? 2011. So, yeah. I found this at a Half Price Books. And it comes with a nice little slipcover. Well, that is my collection of horror films on 4K and Blu-ray. That took longer than I thought. We're at about an hour and a half. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We will be back this coming Thursday with Last of Us Part 2, continuing that playthrough. And then on Friday, we will be on Gotham City Bulletin doing our Batman v Superman film commentary. As always, it's been a pleasure to talk with you all about horror. It's my favorite genre, something I'm very passionate about, which is why I put this channel together. And we've really been enjoying I've really been enjoying the last few weeks of content that we've been making for the channel. And I will see you guys next time.